So we're playing The Quiet Sleep. This is a city builder tower defense game that's set in your mind. So it's all about building out your personality, building out different parts of yourself to deal with different situations as they arise. So let's get right into it. We start at chapter 1. We have two things. We have the adulthood trait over here and the wake up goal over here. Right? So let's start by taking a look at this goal. It requires 2 energy. And right now what we have is this thing here, which is a will mine, which makes will, which is not energy, and this adulthood trait as a whole. Now we can build stuff on this trait. We can build another will mine, but we don't need that right now. Or we could build an energy spring, which makes the energy we need. So we'll just put that down here. And now we've set up where we want this thing to be. And to actually build it, we'll require 2 will, which we're generating from that. So to do so, we're going to need to start a train of thought that's going to take things from the self, which is over here, it's basically the id, to the destination, and pick up some will on the way. So right now you can see the currencies this needs is just will, right? So we're going to click on the will mine that produces that, and click on the self, because that's how the train will have to go. So now we'll just have to hook this up, and for that we're going to need paths, which we can get like this. So we just do that. You can also build these tracks by pressing the P button or by pressing this make path button, right? And now we're just going to let the game run a bit. It's been paused all this time. You can change the speed with these buttons or with the number keys 1, 2, and 3. And you can toggle pause by pressing space. So we're just going to let that run. Running at 2x now. And we've completed this energy mine, which is already producing that energy. So now we're actually going to complete this goal to wake up and hook things up like so. And since this will mine is now free, we'll use it to build a second will mine in much the same way. So now that's running. And we've completed this, and now we have a new goal, which is to unpack. And we've also got a new tower, which is to do chores, but we'll look at the goal first. So this requires 2 chore, right? And right now we've got nothing that can produce chores. But if we look inside the adulthood trait, we've got this new tower over here, which makes chores. But you can see that unlike the previous 2, it doesn't just make something, it actually takes energy and converts that into chores. So we're going to put this down right here, hook it up like so, and connect it. And now you can watch, well, first we'll have to build it, but then you can watch. So now you can watch, if we want to do this goal, in fact, let me start that over, let me make that a little more clear. So we want to do this goal, so we're going to start this train. Right, and right now we have the unpack goal that that the train needs to end up at. So this requires chores, which we get at the chore tower, so we're going to do that. And that requires energy, which we get at the energy spring. So we click here, and then we just click on the self, and the whole thing connects up. Now since we've got will to spare, we're going to build an energy spring. And let that happen too. There we go. So you see, takes the energy, makes it into chores, drops that here. And now that we've completed that goal, we've got a bunch of new things, right? So we've got 2 new goals and a new tower. We'll start with the tower. So painting, like doing chores, requires energy, but instead it deals damage. And what you're going to see is that the person you're playing becomes emotional due to a lot of factors, right? And it's helpful to deal with those emotions as they come up. So something like painting is very good at calming you down and helping you deal with these emotions, right? So we're just going to put this paint tower over here, hook it up like so, and like such. Also, we're going to start one of these goals here. We'll just close that. So we want to explore the city that we've just moved into, and that requires energy. So we'll just hook that up too, and here we go. Right? So now that we've built this paint tower, can start a new train that'll get it energy, and you can see right now it's ready. So it's ready to deal with emotions as they come by. Right, so first we'll let this goal finish, and that's done. So we've got a new trait, which is the city. It's the city that we now live in, and we've got two new goals, right? We can become a cabbie, or we can become a cleaner, right? Now, no one likes foreigners, but some people will employ them, right? And that's context of what kind of environment you're in. So over here we can build a travel tower, which again takes energy. So I'll just put that down here. We'll just get this whole thing set up, hook things up like so. We should just draw a direct path here. I like those hex shapes, but the direct path is better. We'll also take a look at this goal over here. So this goal is to read a letter from home, right? And it requires will. And you can see it makes something. It makes missing home, which is an emotion. We're going to feel sad because we miss home when we read this letter. Right now we've got this paint tower set up that's going to help us deal with the sadness. So that's not too bad. We'll just hook up this goal and let things run. Right? So over here you can see that this has started, right? These blue tiles represent our sadness, and we're sad because we're missing home, right? So this is a trait, just like the adulthood trait or the city trait, and you can build things on it. You can build an empathy mine, and you can build an empathized tower that'll convert that empathy into sympathy, right? Now, we have no need for that right now. There's no one to sympathize with, so we're not going to bother with any of that. We're just going to let this continue. And right here you can see that we've got this sadness that's been generated, right? And what that's trying to do is get from here where it was created to the self. And if it does, it's going to make us lose control of what we're doing right now. It's because we're dealing with the sadness. Thankfully, you can see this paint tower here is going to take care of it. And there you go. Right, so now we're in day 2. And we'll just get things to run again. So again, you can see this paint tower is keeping up with the sadness. So we've completed this read letter from home. You still miss home, but you're here now and you have work to do. Fair enough. So we look at this homeland, and this is a new trait, just like the adult, just like the adult over here, or the city over here, or the sadness over here. And in it, we can develop our work ethic, which comes from our homeland, or think of home, which makes energy. Right, so we've got energy right now. We'll need more soon, but in fact we'll actually put this down first, because it's not like we need industry for anything just yet. We'll connect this track. Meanwhile, we're going to start getting a job. So to become a cabbie, we need travel, which we get here, which needs energy, which we'll get here, just needs this. And that's done. So actually, since we've got the will free, we'll also put down a work ethic thing right here. We may as well use everything we've got. We'll just let that run. So we build both of these, getting this travel done. And over here you can see that finding a job has generated anger from casual racism. And like everything before it, so it's created by becoming a cabbie, and here we can build a frustration mine and convert that frustration into energy. Now, I don't think we need it since we've got the homeland right next to it and that's already providing energy, so we're just going to let that one fade. But since we've got a free will mine over here, we're going to build a second travel tower because we want to do this goal over here, just to meet a new person, which requires travel. And I would like to meet a new person. So as you can see, the painting takes care of the anger basically the same way it took care of the sadness. Now we've got all this running. So I'm just going to hook this up like so. It's not the most efficient, but it'll do. Do I have a spare energy though? Not sure. Let's see. Oh, sorry. So we'll start at the goal. Want to start a train? Yes, so it looks like we do have spare energy over here, so we'll just use that. to feed this thing. And we've completed our goal to become a cabbie. There are worse ways to survive. Very true. And this lets us build a new tower, which is driving, as for a cabbie, and it lets us put down work shifts. So we'll actually start both of those. So driving takes travel and industry and makes it work. We'll put that down right here and hook it up like so. And over here you can see that up till now we've only been building towers, but we can also build goals like this work shift, which requires work. So we'll put this down here, hook this up, and we'll let all of this run for a little bit. So you can see we've been feeling so many emotions that it's overwhelmed our one paint tower, and so we've lost control right now. So we just have to give it a little time and let ourselves recover from that. And there we go. So by the way, let's just talk about this a little bit, right? So emotions come down the path and they're affected by activities on the path that affect emotions. Sadly, we don't really have a good space anywhere. So you can see emotions were coming from over here and from over here. But for both of those paths, we don't really have a good space for a second tower, right? Essentially for a second tower to deal with them. So what we could do is we could build a paint tower here and like an energy tower here to help charge it up, and we could make this path go straight so that this is a little more efficient and do that. Or we could we could hope that this city trait expands a little bit somewhere here, and then we could put a walk tower down here. I can't show you it because we filled up our trait, and use that to deal with emotion. Sadly, nothing from our homeland, nothing from our upbringing essentially equips us to deal with these emotions. So we can't use this at all. And of course you can't really use anger to deal with your emotions either. So we're not feeling super emotional right now, so I'll just let that go. We do have these free will mines though, so I'm going to build a second energy spring here, just in case we decide to build a paint tower over here. I'll just hook all of that up right now because why not? And since we've completed our constructions and these will mines are free, we should take a look at what we just built. Also while we're building stuff, actually I'd like to build another energy thing right here. But anyway, so now that we've finished our building, let's take a look. So we have this work shift goal, right? That requires 3 work, which we get from this drive tower, right? This in turn requires travel and industry. So we have a travel tower right here, so that's fine. But now we need industry and energy, right? Industry for the driving and energy for the traveling. So industry and energy. We'll just hook that up. So we'll let these run. And now we've reached chapter 2, fitting it. Okay? So I'm just going, so actually, now that we're at chapter 2, I think we'll end this video and we'll do a separate video for each chapter.